like, no, I'm not on that. And I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like, that sucks. Wow. Like, I wanted Cudi on him, but okay.
Yeah. Well, he did have that collaboration album with Kid Cudi, which recent Kids See Ghosts. It was decent.
There's some good songs on there.
It was way better than Jesus, I know that.
Yeah, but I think it's more. I think that's more a tribute to Cudi than it is to Kanye when I listen to that.
Yeah,
it's like the samples and everything.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying because the album was really more Cudi speed. If you've ever listened to Kid Cudi albums, you know the album was really more of Cudi speed. Now Kanye is versatile enough to switch to his demeanor and speed, if only for that album, which actually worked out pretty good for him. I mean, again,
100%.
Those was pretty decent, you know. But yeah, I'll give you that one. That was more of a Cudi album than a collaboration Kanye album.
What does this have to do with football?
Yeah, let's go.
Dude, we're very versatile. We bring a lot of stuff to the table. All right, guys. So what's up? We're gonna go ahead and get in to the news and the stuff that we want to talk about. Some of this stuff is old news. Some of the stuff you guys have probably already been hearing about. But one of the biggest debates that's been going on is more about COVID-19, more rules and regulations and stuff. And people there's a big debate about, should people get vaxxed or not? Even the mayor of New York City he actually mandated that, or he's putting into place a mandate for people in New York City that you can't go to the gym, supermarkets, restaurants, anywhere that's a place that you pretty much are indoors a lot and around a lot of people. You got to get the vax. So, that's kind of a little bit extreme. But as far as these NFL players go, this is just my opinion on it. And I'm not saying that everyone should get the vaccine if they don't want to get the vaccine. Personally, I'm for the vaccine. I think it's good. I think people should consider getting it. But it's your personal choice. So if you do end up getting it and you're a player and there's an outbreak and you're not vaccinated, and then you guys are right there on the bubble of making the playoffs, and then you have to forfeit a game that's going to effectively eliminate you from playoff contention, all because, I don't want to get a vaccine because they're putting some people are crazy. They're like, well, the government's putting little microchips in the vaccine so they can fucking track everything you're doing. And I'm like, that they can track you if you have one of these. You have one of these, they can fucking track your ass. If they want to know what you're doing, they're going to know what you're doing. So it's kind of ridiculous.
Everything we say. Oh, no, not a microchip. Not another.
that was like
people
the joke
are fucking dumb,
when
bro.
I got my vaccine.
To take it a step further, people have actually started selling fake vaccination cards. When you get vaccinated and they give you the little card, people are selling those for $400.
$400, yeah.
So people would rather pay $400 for a fake vaccine card than go get the vaccine for free.
Rather than go get a vaccination for free.
Yeah, and I don't get the argument. People tell me their argument towards it is, well, you can get Oh, okay. We got some comments. That's what's up.
People coming in.
But people are telling me, they're like, oh, well, you can still get it. And I'm like, yeah, well, you can still get the flu when you get a flu shot. I don't think people understand what. I don't think people understand the layers of protection it is. Here's the thing: you can get in a car and put a seatbelt on and still get in a car accident
and die.
Okay, you can still get in a car accident if you put your seatbelt on. However, are the symptoms possible that you're not going to fall through the windshield and possibly die that way because of the road rage or road rash, burns all over you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably. So I don't think people understand the layers of protection. I also think I do think it's I'm with you, James. I agree with you. I am vaxxed and I agree with you. I do think it comes off selfish when players aren't doing it. And I also think there's repercussions from it. I mean, we're seeing that with Kirk Cousins, for example, who didn't get vaxxed with the Minnesota Vikings, and his hometown in Michigan, the hospital that like sponsored him and endorsed him, they just took it all away from him. Like they don't even want him as a spokesperson for them now. So like there are going to be repercussions.
Literally, Kirk Cousins and all these players, like the media people will ask them, "So are you vaccinated?" And then they're just like, "Well, it's a personal decision." Like literally, when they say it's a personal decision,
they can read between.
They're not fucking vaccinated.
Yeah, and what does that mean? It's a selfish decision. Like is that what it means?
My body, my choice.
It means that they don't have the vaccine and they don't want to say that they don't.
But yeah, they're trying to say they're not vaccinated without saying that they're not vaccinated.
That's literally what it is.
Now, also keep in mind another kickback to not getting vaccinated. And James, you talking about how they got to forfeit the game and whatnot. Is if they got to forfeit the game, the team that forfeits, they won't get their game checks. And they have to pay the expenses. If
I would be pissed, bro.
They got to pay the expenses of the other team.
Yeah, and there's people like Hopkins. And there's people like Hopkins that's saying he's not going to play in the league if he has to get one.
Funny because
he fucking said he's going to retire.
That the NFL is so different in some way, shape, or form than everything else, but it's still a business. There's thousands of other businesses out there that are like, if you don't get the vaccine, you can't come to work.
Listen, if you want to be dumb and say like the government's going to track you because of a vaccine, that's one thing. You can do that. But if you start messing with my pockets, that's when I'm gonna get really upset about it. So that's why some of the teammates need to be like, look, y'all can't be fucking around with this shit, because I want to go off of something Tyler was just saying about how people are getting mad because you're still able to get the virus even if you get vaccinated. But you're like much, much more likely to not die from.
Yeah, exactly. The symptoms are not as bad.
It doesn't keep you from getting it completely. It just, you're able to fight the symptoms
and not be in the hospital.
Way better than you would.
Yeah,
even if your person has a good immune system.
The numbers are basically the same from people that actually get COVID to start with to people that get the shot and actually like it's such a minuscule percentage that it almost doesn't matter.
Yeah, and for like what? And the symptoms of you going to get the vaccine, you might have a sore arm and you might be sick for 24 to 48 hours.
I didn't even get a little illness when I got mine.
I had a sore arm, and I know Dom, I know I saw when Dom got his, Dom was a little bit sick for like a day, but it wasn't, it's not him having,
it was worth it to not get COVID.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the people I've talked to said that even if they did get a sore arm, it wasn't even that bad.
No, it wasn't. It felt like he threw a bunch of baseballs or something at practice. That's what it felt like.
I mean, for like part of that, I don't know, 16, 17 hours, like it hurt to move my arm. Like I couldn't lift it up over my shoulder, but like it's worth it.
Hey, yeah. Dom, which one did you receive, the Moderna or the Pfizer?
Moderna. That one's shitty.
Okay. I got Pfizer.
But I got the Pfizer. I got a phone call like, hey, go here, get the shot today. And I'm like, oh, okay, bet. So it's like show up and it's like get what you get. You don't throw a fit.
Yeah, I got the Pfizer one. I got no side effects.
Yeah, most people did. Could have been worse.
Me too. I just went to a CVS.
Get one shot, blood clot.
Where I got mine at CVS.
Yeah, me too.
All right, so I think we pretty much agree that like
we're on the same page on this.
If you you better hope there's not outbreak, because if you cause your team to miss the playoffs over this shit, it's gonna be bad.
That was the thing with Cole Beasley.
Yeah, he's really like the biggest anti-vaxxer in the NFL.
Hey, you know what?
50, 51, 52nd, 53rd person on the roster.
Yeah, and my thing is like, and my thing too is like, and I'm not going to go on this because I know this would probably ruffle feathers and stuff like that. But like, but like, I don't like, for instance, like my political status, like I'm an independent, right? So like I will say I'm from Chicago, so people know that probably, can tell that I lean more liberal probably, but I'm an independent. However, I don't know if this is really like a conservative or a liberal thing. This has turned into a conspiracy thing, which makes me just bases it off of the last president that we had in office before Joe Biden was.
Tracing the lines of both major parties and every other
And it's not really a Republican Democrat thing
Right.
or a conservative liberal thing.
It's funny because like the Trump administration actually helped bring in the vaccine, and now all the Trumpers are like,
I know,
totally against it.
Conspiracy theories, and it's just
even though the very people
QAnon, like, oh, they're telling me about QAnon stuff, and it's just like, oh, bro, I just don't have like you can argue with science all you want. That's fine. That could be you, but I'm not gonna.
Like the past since COVID started, it has just been really revealing the amount of people that are dumb. Like at first it started with the anti-maskers that are like, well, you're taking away our rights. It just shows you that people don't they don't know what rights means.
People are like sharing memes of like, oh, this mask can't make me breathe.
Well,
I have a medical condition.
Yeah, like what am I fucking reading?
I can't wear a mask. I have a medical condition.
Well, here's the thing, and Tyler brought up an interesting point. He said, people, they want to argue with science. That's fine. Now, we've taken a college level science class before. Mm-hmm. And what is the first thing they teach you about science? In order for it to be science, it must be debatable.
Mm-hmm.
Must be able to be disputed. So, of course, you're going to argue with it. Otherwise, it ain't science.
Yeah. People just come up with these QAnon theories out of thin air, Jay. That's what the world has become now. It's like, oh, you guys didn't hear about these people, the secret government and what they're doing? It's like, come on, chill out.
People have so many conspiracies for like everything.
I will say this much because, and not to get too political, but this nation is not innocent in its history. I do have my moments, but I don't go that far. Okay? Yeah. I don't go that far.
Yeah, this nation isn't perfect.
Any normal person doesn't go that far.
Yeah, you know what I mean. This is the question that I thought up. Now let's take your scenario that you said, James, where one player is unvaccinated, they test positive, they cost the team. Do you think
his pizza showed up?
Yeah. Do you think that that's justification for releasing that player from their contract?
That's tough. I
mean, if it stops,
I would say that's probably a little extreme, but people are gonna be pissed. People are gonna be pissed.
I'll put it to you like this: me and you have both seen kickers get released off of missing one kick in the playoffs.
It's true. I can't really say that.
This is a more serious issue. So, do you think it is justifiable to release that player from their contract, especially if they make it policy? Everyone will be vaccinated.
If it's in their contract and they violated it, then 100%.
And see, the thing about it is this: they don't necessarily have to put it in the contract; they just have to add it to the team policy. Because
that works. That works for me.
Team policies, no matter what they are. So,
I said, it's the NFLPA. It's not that much different as far as a job than anywhere else. There's plenty of other people's jobs out there trying to force them to get the vaccination, or you can't go to work.
Or you can't go to work, yeah.
It's a whole bunch more money at stake, and all of us watching it.
I agree.
Right.
All right, guys. Okay, let's go on to some more stuff that's been happening. This is some stuff that's actually developing. Michael Thomas, Mr. Slant Boy, wants to trade from the New Orleans Saints. There's been some drama there, or whatever you want to call it, where the Saints were saying that Michael Thomas was not returning any phone calls or anything, and then Michael Thomas came out and he had a post where he was like, "Oh, y'all are trying to paint a bad picture of me, and all this other stuff." So now he's pissed off. Now he wants to trade. So, what do you guys think about this situation? Do you think that this is
his own picture?
First of all, there isn't going to be 35 masseuses that's going to accuse him of sexual assault, are there? Because I've heard this story before.
We'll have to wait and see if that happens, but that would be wild.
As far as it's crazy because my first thought was his boy ain't there no more, so he wants out, But
True.
But I have been seeing these things about with Michael Thomas. and him being unhappy there and such. And he just got his extension, what, a year or two ago, maybe?
Yeah.
All that money for all those slants.
I really want to. Okay, I direly hope that there's no 35 females that come. I hope he ain't going the same route as Deshaun. But it makes me take a look at that front office just a little harder. And I was reading a post earlier, and someone was saying that when I wouldn't have posted, it was a comment. It was a comment in the messenger, and they said that front office is dirty, like dirty. So, I mean, maybe now this will begin to start shedding light on the front office, because the front office has been so hidden and protected for so long. Whenever a player is unhappy, it's always, that player is ungrateful, but there's never any heat thrown at
the front office.
And I think that it's about time that people stop protecting these billionaires.
That's for real. They're corrupt.
Yes, they need to stop protecting these billionaires. It's true what that phrase says. No one protects billionaires more than thousandaires. A bunch of people who them billionaires don't give a damn about. So what would you give up for Thomas if you're the GM?
If you're a team that's trading for him, what would you guys give up?
Who needs a slant boy?
Ooh, that's hard.
Detroit.
What would you give up? What would you give up though? What pick? What pick?
That's the thing about this is why wide receivers don't.
He's not that good.
They're worth.
He's overrated.
Right. Who wants to give up whatever?
Like a middle rounder?
Like there was literally a time where people were saying that Michael Thomas was better than DeAndre Hopkins.
There's not a single
like that season he broke the record when they were force feeding the ball and he was running slants and curls all season.
Michael Thomas is
these check down throws and stuff.
Landry.
It was like
paid a whole bunch more.
It was like off of that beast year, he gets a 99 rating in Madden. I'm not saying the dude ain't good.
I guess Rod.
He's not that good.
I guess the answer
for nothing.
He's not a top 5 receiver.
But let's answer Rod's question here. So, what would you give up for Thomas if you are the GM wanting him? So
second round pick.
Yeah, I was gonna say third round. So middle round pick. A middle round pick.
Not giving up a first. I'll tell you that.
Fucking ridiculous. And receivers, no one trades for a receiver we're a Michael Thomas away from being a contender.
Yeah,
because to be honest, as good as receivers are, they are very replaceable. Just same with running backs. It is what it
Michael
is.
Thomas with his receiving records, he's on a good night, he's 7 or 8 plays a game he affects.
Yeah. I think if I was the front office for New Orleans, I'd be they're probably better off trying to finesse somebody.
I would get him the fuck out of there for whatever they could get.
They need whatever they can get.
Are the Saints even do you guys think the Saints could win their division?
No.
Not win their division. Not win it. Not against Tampa, but they're still better than Carolina. I'm not high on that Sam Darnold pick, honestly. And I'm sorry to the Panther fans, but
they're better than Carolina.
Maybe the Saints win 6 games and the Panthers win 5 or less.
Yeah, I think the Panthers are probably
good.
I think Panthers are probably a 4-13, 5-12 kind of football team.
If it depends on Darnold,
maybe,
but the rest of the team is fucking good.
I'm just not high on Darnold. But I'm just not high on Darnold. That's just who I am. When he went there, and people are like, "Well, a second chance. He's not in the Jets. He might play better."
And I still stand by it.
Maybe.
He's the second worst.
Todd, I hear what you're saying, dude, but
he's probably not that good.
He's not good at all.
He was under Adam Gase. Gase is horrible.
Zach Wilson.
No, I agree with you, Jay.
Gase is terrible.
And I agree with you. I agree with you on that. But we
Still,
don't know.
Even
we don't know if that new
has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, we don't know if that new coach from Oregon or what Matt Rule. We don't know how good he is.
He's okay.
He's better
off in Carolina than in New York.
He can't be any worse than Gase.
But I'm saying
a lot of teams wanted him.
But I'm saying Jay, just to debate with you for a second. I understand what you're saying. The Jets were the worst team, right? The Jets were the second worst team in the league. I'm saying he might be better in Carolina, but they still might be the 6th worst team in football.
Well, yeah,
might be.
not better,
They
less
still might
terrible.
be.
I think their talent is too good for them to be like that bad. They have good players.
Yeah.
DJ Moore is so
Christian
freaking
McCaffrey.
like he's so good.
Yeah,
He's so underrated. Robbie Anderson is a good receiver. They drafted Terrence Marshall. They had a great draft. Christian McCaffrey. They got he has weapons and a decent line. So it depends on his play. If
Carolina's
he cannot
kinda like
suck,
Detroit
then
now.
if
It's
he
just
can
they have
at
better
least not
receivers,
suck.
we have the better O line.
Yeah.
Defense not good.
I think they win 5 or 6 games. Yeah.
I think J.C. Horn's going to make a difference.
You
They
think
drafted who's the safety they took the year before. That
Do
dude's
I think
good
the Saints
too.
are better?
Jeremy Chin.
Oh yeah. Him.
Is that what you're asking, Jay?
I say you think the Falcons will do better than the Panthers?
Man.
Yeah.
No,
I don't. I think
little.
the Saints. I think Saints are
Better
going to do
than
better on
last
both
year.
of them. Yeah, I do.
I think the Falcons are coming in
slightly
last.
better.
You think the Falcons
They're
will do
coming
better?
in last.
I don't
Their
know.
defense is trash.
But just to put it in perspective,
Their
for
offense
me,
is going to have so many points though because of garbage time. But their defense is going to give up like 50 a game.
Yeah.
But to put it in perspective for me, Jay, I think the Panthers win 5 games and the Falcons win 6 games. I don't think either of them are that good.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
pretty fair. That's pretty fair. Even though, and this is even when they had Julio, the Falcons have always just kind of been that inconsistent team. One year they'll fall completely the hell off. You wonder what happened. The next year they're in the NFC Championship game.
I agree, but that defense is just
That ain't going to happen this year,
That
fam.
defense has been bad.
I don't foresee it.
Bad to
It's
really
just
bad.
Kyle Pitts is
5
going to be a
years.
beast though.
Yeah, Kyle Pitts could be rookie of the year. I mean,
That dude's going to be a beast.
possible.
It's
But that's
Penei
still
Sewell,
me.
but keep going.
You think what?
I said it's Penei Sewell.
Do
but
you
keep
think
going.
Calvin Ridley is going to be? Do you
For
think he's the number
offensive
one
rookie
receiver?
of the year, you think it's going to be a lineman?
It should be, but it won't.
Yeah. Well.
Nah, bro,
Yeah,
that
no
ain't
way.
fucking happening.
Man,
If Trevor Lawrence
No.
has a good year, he's going to
all
fucking
the
win.
quarterbacks, running backs, and receivers and
I was going to say Tampa.
Horrible.
I was going to say Tampa could have. Who's the lineman that they picked last year? He could have been rookie of the year.
Tristan Wirfs, right?
Yeah. He was a difference maker. I mean, he did the
linemen
lot.
will
That O-line
not win
ended up
rookie
being
of
a
the year.
lot better than people thought they would be. So there wasn't that much pressure on him. He was good though, real good,
Real good.
Okay.
real good.
So I guess that's it for the Michael Thomas talk. So
Wait,
Let's-
what was our consensus?
Third round pick.
second. I said second rounder,
Mid-rounder.
not a
Yeah,
first
second
rounder.
or third.
Not a first.
If you give up a second, that might be a stretch.
But like who?
Just
Like I
five
said,
of them on the team.
who does Michael Thomas make a contender? No one.
Detroit.
Good answer.
Doesn't make us a contender. He'd
I
be a
fucking hope
sweet
you
number
guys
one.
trade
Like,
for him.
I would love a guy that, a possession receiver. Would love
Jared
him.
Goff throwing slants
Not,
all
not
day.
at that price.
Hey,
Putting it on the dot.
I would love Michael Thomas. Not at that price.
So you're saying you love Michael Thomas, even though you've been calling him slant boy?
No, I said I would love Michael Thomas, but not at that price.
I
We
just
had a
don't
deal
think-
in place to get Odell, and then Schefter fucked that up.
I just don't know who's a contender that really needs him.
Even Michael Thomas. I mean,
No
Like
one,
what-
probably.
What contender really needs a wide receiver
it's-
that runs slants?
If you were
Like,
the
whoever
Browns,
you pick as the number one wide
if
Browns
you
are
were the
fine,
Browns, if you were the Browns, would you trade OBJ for Michael Thomas? Straight?
no,
Hell no.
No, don't need him.
Hell no.
Don't need him.
they
I
don't need
wouldn't
either.
either, bro.
They don't.
They
They
already- even though
technically
he's
don't
still
need
on
Hold
base,
either.
on, hold on.
They
Hey,
already have a rich
hey, they
man's
don't
cheaper
need him.
Michael Thomas named
B.
fucking Jarvis Landry.
B. Is
Jarvis
it fair
Landry
to
had
say,
that record that Michael Thomas broke.
dude? A, the Browns don't need him. B, is it fair to say that a healthy OBJ is 2 or 3 times better than Thomas?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
people are so disrespectful to OBJ. They're like, "Oh, well, he makes the Browns worse." Like, how can you say that this guy makes the
I
Browns
don't
worse?
agree with
Last year,
He's had 1,000 yards every
Yeah.
year of his
Every
career,
year.
except
Yeah.
for 2
they were
years.
better
Yeah.
without him.
Last
let's-
year when he was injured, and the other, I don't remember, it was a few years ago, he also was injured.
Yeah,
The Browns
here's
are
But they're
my.
like, oh, he
without
makes them worse. Like, what the hell are you
Are we
guys
making?
talking about?
Are we making this a topic? Because I even mentioned this before.
Yeah, we should make.
Like-
we'll keep it going.
Yeah, because I mentioned this before about Odell, and when Odell went down, did the Browns get better and stuff like that? I agree. The Browns played better. However, the Browns got more familiar with that offense as the year went on. Let's not act like Odell didn't win a couple of those games in the beginning of the year when he was getting like 112 receiving.
People are trying to push narratives about Odell. It's like so stupid.
It's because they didn't have to force feed him the ball, and you already have Jarvis Landry, who's taking up a bunch of targets.
And there's a lot of mouths to feed in Cleveland right now.
Right.
Donovan Peoples-Jones is a good rookie wide receiver that they had last year. Hollywood Higgins, Rashard Higgins is a good player. They have Landry. They got 3 tight ends now. They got Hooper. They got Hooper. They got Joku. They got
good
Harrison Bryant. Like, they got mouths to feed. They got Hunt. They got
a
Chubb.
good team.
Yeah, they're good.
And that's
predicated on throwing the ball that
much. People are saying, "Oh,
exactly, Tom.
They need to get rid of Odell because when Odell went down, the Browns got better." No, you're overlooking the fact that the Browns are stacked. Period.
Yeah, and they're a run-first team.
They're acting like OBJ made them worse.
They have
OBJ
2 running backs that they got to feed.
It made way more sense. Who did they get first, OBJ or Landry?
Landry.
Oh, well, they never should have got Odell.
What's the question?
I said, who did the Browns get first, OBJ or Landry? They got Landry.
Oh,
first,
Landry,
right?
yeah.
Landry.
They got Landry
Never
first.
should have got Odell.
Odell's a different receiver he's way different than Landry.
I'm just saying Landry's
a slot receiver.
So many targets. And Odell is going to command.
Oh, so you're saying they don't play well together?
Nope. Odell, I'm shocked he still hasn't gone to the Rams. He was trying to like 2 or 3 years ago. The Giants got pissed. They're like, oh yeah? Cleveland.
I'm interested to see how it goes because I feel like Odell, like if Cleveland gets deep in the playoffs, I feel like Odell could be making a difference then.
I would love to see Odell get a ring.
Or California.
If Odell gets a ring, I'll be happy for him because everyone talks shit about him for no reason.
And I mean, like Hollywood Higgins, like Rashard Higgins took a pay cut to stay with Cleveland. Like he
wants to win.
I would too.
Players don't do that anymore. Players don't do that shit anymore. All the players that say, "Oh, it's not about money," they're fucking lying. Like, look at what's his name from the Dolphins, the guy that was like the corner, Xavier Howard.
Howard.
Oh yeah.
Well, he literally signed a deal and he was like, "Oh, bro, I'm glad to be here. I'm a Miami Dolphin for life." And then the next year he's like, "Oh, dude, I'm underpaid."
Like he tried to be friendly and then he way outperformed it. But what you got to do, and that was the thing. He was like, supposedly he was like,
"Good for
never
him.
trying to hold out. I just wanted to renegotiate."
And I don't really understand.
My point is, it's not people that say it's not about money or fucking liars.
Because that's the thing. Like,
and those are 2 completely different positions too. Like a wide receiver, you could have a long shelf life in the NFL and play for multiple years if you could be productive. A cornerback, you kind of have a short leash. Like we see Revis, go downhill.
You come in on your rookie deal. And then you sign that deal, and then it's like the year after you sign that first deal after your rookie. That was Xavier Howard. Like he signed.
Do you guys think Dak is overpaid?
Oh man, I want to.
Dom. We already know Dom's answer on this one.
Who's disagreeing?
Honestly, yes, I do think he's overpaid, but not for because he can't play or something.
I mean, it's
just
value.
You guys know it took almost 2 years for them to negotiate a deal. Yeah. They could have got Dak paid a long time ago.
Yeah,
literally, they just paid him in 2019.
They decide the franchise tag.
Now they're paying him $40+ million per year.
They were stupid.
Yeah, he is overpaid.
That's Dallas.
Way overpaid because he hampers.
But it's not Dak's fault.
No,
it's not Dak's fault.
I think some of it may have been Dak's fault, and here's why.
He got what he wanted.
Y'all remember 2 years ago when the Cowboys played it was like the Giants, the Redskins, and the Dolphins. They had the easiest beginning, but they went 4-0.
Yep.
I remember that shit.
Like, Dak,
we're back, baby.
They was like, Dak, you should sign right now while you hot. And they was like, no, he should wait because it was
he tried to, I think.
And then Dallas's schedule was backloaded and they started losing.
Yeah.
So some of that is on Dak. He should have signed when he should.
He bet on himself and he still got it. And he always do with Jerry Jones.
You
always do.
He did.
Jerry always tries to be the best negotiator.
Jerry loves the big deal.
Yeah.
Dak is I mean,
he's overpaid, bro.
He's 100%. Top 3 highest paid quarterback than Amari Cooper. More than one of those O linemen, 1 or 2 of those DNs, at least one of the fucking linebackers, one of the corners. All that money he gave fucking Byron. Oh no, Byron Jones go. That was like the only time.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, I can't pay him because I have to give Dak.
They should have kept him too.
$11 million a year.
Trash.
And to be honest, like just the jump off of if he's overpaid or not, we don't even know what his health's like right now because they seem a little bit hesitant on him right now. They're saying he's not throwing footballs and KM.
I said this 2 years
How
ago,
he plays this season will say a lot.
Yeah.
They're saying coming off an injury and you get a massive contract.
They're consulting right now. They're getting his ankle right, and his foot right. But they said they're consulting with the Texas Rangers right now about a shoulder because they think it might be a baseball injury. So we don't know. We do not know what's going on.
2 years ago,
so he hurt. I'm
confused. Show him highlights of every quarterback that's better than him. You show him their contracts.
I was confused because his injury that he had last year was his ankle.
Correct.
But he hurt his shoulder like in practice or whatever.
Correct.
So I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, no, his ankle. Yeah, everyone's been talking about his ankle, and and if he's going to be better with that, but now people are worried about his shoulder. And he's not even throwing footballs. Like he's not throwing.
So if you're the Cowboys,
will never get that contract.
If they're really this concerned about the Dak and his health, I'm not exactly even sure who their second string is. I would have to look that up.
Is it Garrett Gilbert?
Yes.
Who is it? Ben DiNucci? Like, remember him? That guy sucks.
Garrett Gilbert's the second string. Ben DiNucci's the third, I believe.
It's a cast of cast-offs.
The Cowboys should trade for Gardner Minshew. Give up a middle. If they're that concerned about it, then fucking do it. I think that would be a great move. Because you don't know, like, if you're not sure about Dak's health, then do it. Because you can still be a good team.
I would eat the smallest percentage.
You ain't winning. You ain't gonna win shit with what's his name playing, Gardner or Garrett Gilbert, whatever the hell his name is. He ain't gonna win you any games. So if that goes down, they're fucked.
Dak's not going to win you any
trade
games
for Minshew.
Good teams either.
But I will say, but Minshew also gives you like a sense of moxie. There's a moxie to that kid. So like if he comes in for Dallas,
take that job from him. If
he could. Well, I don't know about.
I forget what he said,
but he could be. But he could be a really solid backup if he.
They're asking him about the quarterback competition with Trevor Lawrence, and he was like, "Oh yeah, bro, I haven't taken a shit for like 3 weeks."
Yeah, because you don't want to be number 2. Because you don't want to be number 2. That's funny. Dude's funny.
I like Minshew mania.
Yeah, I like him too. He's cool. Poor Jacksonville's got. There's gonna be some growing pains this year, but they'll win. They'll be better than last year.
Shoot, they'll win more than us.
Yeah, I feel for you, Jay.
They'll win more than us.
It's gonna be a long ass season for you and Dom in here.
Oh yeah.
Who's going to be the number 1 pick next year?
Probably Houston.
Yeah.
Houston.
I wouldn't want to be in that slot.
I think Detroit.
So Houston going to be who are they going to go after? What's the name from Oklahoma?
Obviously, Watson's already gone.
Rattler.
I'm not hyped on any of those quarterbacks.
I could see that. I could see that.
I'd rather take a quarterback down like 7.
I wouldn't want any of them quarterbacks. I am not high on that draft class, to be honest.
What if somebody comes out this year though and he like balls out though? Then someone that we don't know about.
Yeah,
right. I mean, that's the thing.
Like they've been saying that Clemson quarterback, like the DJ guy, they've been saying he's going to be a fucking stud. I don't think he's going to come to the draft.
Because the ones projected
this past year's draft,
because the ones projected are Rattler, Slovak from USC. I've watched him play; he's not good.
What's the other guy's name from Carolina?
Cincinnati kid? The Cincinnati kid,
Sam Howell.
Sam Howell from North Carolina. Yeah,
not the North Carolina.
I don't want any quarterback.
Cincinnati's got one. That Redder or whatever from Cincinnati.
Yeah, I like him. I thought he was coming out this year.
That's such a trash. I'll be honest. That quarterback class is so trash to me.
Yeah, it's bad.
It might be.
So you would rather trade for a veteran quarterback?
Yeah.
If you were a team that needs a QB.
Yeah.
I would, yeah.
The veteran quarterback's name is Jared Goff.
Can't trade him. You'll have
You guys
dead
don't-
money.
Who's your backup, Dom, after Jared Goff?
David Blau.
Okay, he used to play for
One of
the
the last two.
he used to play for the Browns.
One of the last two Big Ten quarterbacks to beat Ohio State.
Yeah, he used to play for the Browns. He actually did
Yeah.
like fairly well a couple of seasons ago in preseason. So I ain't gonna roll out that. Watch
We
David Blau
have
play better
drafted
than
a receiver in the first and second round for the past 3 years, I believe. Do we do that again in the upcoming draft? Well, he's an Eagles
guy?
fan, so I'll try to like.
No.
It depends about Devontae Smith. I'm not worried about Devontae Smith. I think he's actually going to be a really good receiver. But Rager he has to ball out this year. Or to me, he's going to be considered a bust because they should have took Jefferson. If they would have already took Jefferson and had Devontae Smith, we wouldn't even be having this fucking discussion right now.
Oh yeah.
But it depends on what good receivers are coming. Like Clemson has a good wide receiver. What's his name? What's that guy's name? He had an injury last year. I can't remember the guy's name.
I know
for
who
the
you're
life of
talking
me.
about, but I forget
But
his name.
you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah,
What's his name?
I
His
can't
name.
remember.
I can't remember his fucking name, but
Not at all.
he is the truth. So honestly, I don't think they're gonna go for a receiver anyway, though, because some of the other young guys that we got that were playing last year were playing really well. Travis Fulgham, Quez Watkins, and some of these other guys. Some of these other guys could probably take Rager's spot from him if he isn't on his A game for real. So. But I think the Eagles, they need to get younger on the defense.
You got that other shitty
Fletcher
wideout.
Cox is going to his 10th year. Brandon Graham's getting old. We need to draft some more D linemen. We need to get better younger guys in the secondary too, mainly at corner. So I definitely wouldn't say that the Eagles should be looking at drafting another receiver unless there's just one guy that you really can't pass on. All right, guys. So let's go. Let's talk about some training camp headlines, some stuff I want to go over. So training camp is important. I think people talk about it a little too much. Because, you know, as the great Allen Iverson said, we're just talking about practice, bro. So, you know, it's not the end of the world if dudes are not showing up in practice. But from what I've been hearing, Zach Wilson has been looking terrible during training camp. He's been looking like straight shit with the Jets. So honestly, he only had one good year anyway. So this is just like the Trubisky stuff, like over again. Like he had a good year at Carolina, and they were like, okay, well, why don't we just trade up for him?
Basketball school.
I mean, yeah, but BYU is a Mormon school, but he's been looking like shit. Or Rashad Bateman was having a great fucking camp, but he got injured. Justin Jefferson there's been a lot of dudes that's been getting injured during camp, you know?
Yep.
But I don't know, man. You guys got anything like, especially Aaron Rodgers coming back, dropping dimes. They've been showing videos of him throwing the ball in that little net. Like he's still got that pinpoint, that deadly accuracy. So you know what, bro? Like, what are you guys thinking right now? Like, is there any standouts in training camp you guys want to talk about?
Well, for one, I want to say to everyone that I said Aaron Rodgers was coming back this year, so I'll gloat a little bit. I did call that. Also called Lonzo Ball going to the Bulls, but whatever. But I love the Amari Rodgers pick, especially because his dad coached Randall Cobb, and then we bring Randall Cobb back in here. So we're seeing Amari Rodgers get like the ultimate mentorship with the back.
The mentorship.
Yeah, the mentorship this year. So
that's a word.
Yeah, sure, it could be a word. But I think he'll ball out in camp. But the one that's impressed me has been Kyle Pitts, honestly. And it's not like a big thing because we all knew Kyle Pitts was going to ball out. But he's making some ridiculous catches in camp already for the Falcons. So
he's going to be unsolvable.
He's going to be a fucking problem is what he's going to be. Like they might give up. They might have to win track meets to win football games this year because I don't think Atlanta's good. Their defense sucks ass. But Kyle Pitts is going to score, and he's going to score a lot.
Kyle Pitts is going to get his. I mean, Matt Ryan's still his quarterback at the end of the day.
It's just a further cover-up for Calvin Ridley.
How bad that defense is, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna the games they win are gonna be like 50-40, like 50-40 games. Like it's gonna be a lot.
They're gonna give up like 50 a game.
It's prolonging Calvin Ridley's exposure.
It'll be like Dallas's first 4 or 5 games last year before Dak went down. You know.
Oh yeah, for real.
Asking that quarterback to put up, 40, 50 points a game is unfair. Your defense has got to stop somebody, and they got to stop somebody at the right time.
And then, like maybe a month ago, when we went through like the rookie of the years, our predictions, and I think me and James were on the same page with Kyle Pitts. We both thought he was probably going to be offensive rookie of the year. But I said defensive rookie year could be Kwity Paye from Indianapolis Colts. He looks good too in camp. He's looking really good. The
Colts, Carson Wentz injured third day of camp. Mm-hmm. So is that bet off with you, Dom?
Yeah, it has to be. What, you guys can't be betting on that.
Yeah, I gotta be.
Or do I automatically win because Carson
you guys
Wentz
can't
injured?
Keep that bet.
Hey,
that's not fair.
Bet?
Is that an automatic win for me since he got hurt? So by default, Stafford had a better.
No, you guys got to come up with a new bet if you want one. Hey, no way. You guys just call that bet off. There's no way.
I don't know why. Like Matthew Stafford is your guy.
Well,
but you're like
right about when Wentz comes back. That's
what's up, Reaper.
Dude, Wentz is not going to be good when he's out for that amount of time and he comes back. Like, the dude is missing so many reps.
They don't even know who's they're having a legit.
Sam Ehlinger is getting the first team reps, bro. The Texas guy.
And Easton's competing though, right? They're having a battle this training camp.
R.I.P. Colts.
I think it's going to be I think Ehlinger is going to be the guy though. He's going to take Wentz's job.
Because
they could run the ball, Dom.
They can. But
he's gonna be like a Tim Tebow,
and they could.
That dude can run the ball. He can truck people.
It might not He's even strong. Be that bad because it's not like Phillip Rivers was winning you games.
See, that's the thing. I don't think the Colts have dropped down like significantly and are going to be bad. Their defense is good. They're going to stay in football games this year.
That division is such a poop stain, regardless.
Yeah, kind of.
I think the Colts actually do. They have enough to win the division. I just think the Titans are.
I agree. I think the Titans win the division, but I think the Colts are going to hang around that wild card spot possibly this year.
Like last year, it'll be just like last year. As a matter of fact, if I recall, last year it literally came down to a field goal or something like that.
It's just like when you look at their defense is a lot better than a lot of football teams. Like they have some killers on that defense.
The Colts have.
They might even score because of their defense this year.
Yeah,
and if they could just run Hines and have a good running game, I think they could hang in there, and I think they'll be decent.
By Hines, you mean Marlon Mack and Jonathan Taylor?
Oh yeah, Mack and Taylor.
Where'd he go? Oh, and
they have Hines still, don't they?
Yeah, I was going to say Naheem Hines against the Lions if we play them, but we don't.
Hines is still pretty good.
He is.
Yeah, they got a tandem. Yeah, who knows where he went?
The Colts, and it's crazy how we're seeing the owner finally give them a defense, and that's fine. It's just dang, you think 15 years ago.
You said the power just went out.
Oh shoot, his power's out.
Yeah.
The Colts got everything they needed right after Andrew Luck, just like the Lions did with Stafford.
It's like, how do you and Andrew Luck was a generational talent. How do you let that happen to him and then you wake up, oh, wait a second, maybe I should start taking my team serious?
We got Birdman said, what's going on, fellas? Way too much hype for the Colts, guys.
No.
Maybe. Yeah, we're not thinking the Colts are gonna the Colts ain't going to win the AFC. We don't think that. By all means, they're not going to do that. But can they
9
still
and 8,
win?
Maybe 10, depending on when Wentz comes back.
Yeah, 9 and 8, 10 and 7.
Yeah. They won 11 games last year with an old-ass quarterback.
With Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
With old man Rivers. They won 11 games. So, I think the hype is kind of justified,
Watching Phillip Rivers throw a football is the most painful thing I've ever had to watch.
Wait, say it again?
I said watching Phillip Rivers throw a football is the most painful thing I've ever had to watch.
Hey, which one is more painful? Him throwing the football now or Manning running the football?
Okay, fair. Or 50 Cent trying to throw out the first pitch.
What, are we just hanging out until James gets back?
We're still on live, guys. We got to keep going.
Oh, it's back up. He's coming back. He's coming back.
Okay,
he's coming back.
Training camp. I'll just address my team. I know the big controversy is Deshaun Watson and everything. Everyone don't put too much stock into it. He's showing up to camp, so he's pulling a Marshawn Lynch. I'm just here so I don't get fined because it's like something like $50,000 a day every day that he misses. So the coach already said that he doesn't expect Deshaun to play, not for this preseason or anything like that. He's basically just showing up so he doesn't get fined $50,000 a day. The Texans trades talks have died down because they're waiting to see what comes from the whole sexual assault allegations with Deshaun Watson, and that's justifiable. You have to.
Sorry about that. I actually think a breaker just tripped. It wasn't like that was weird though. But as you guys were, what were you guys talking about?
I know
training camp. Just finishing up on training camp.
The Texans trade talks with Deshaun Watson have died down because I think the other teams are waiting to see what comes out of the sexual allegations thing, which I think is wise. You know, they got to find out if the NFL is going to actually put him on the bad boy list and he doesn't play for a year. Or
I'm surprised they haven't done that by now if they were.
Yeah, exactly. You know, but no, I read that they said the reason why they haven't done it by now is because nothing criminal has come from it. They're still investigating. They did send everything up to the Houston Police Department, but they're waiting to see what comes out of that. But as far as training camp goes, as of right now, Tyrod Taylor's a guy. I've always been pretty good with Tyrod Taylor. Maybe he's a stopgap for our next quarterback in the future. But I mean, I'm waiting to see what comes out of it. I don't expect too much out of Texas this year. But I'm not mad at Tyrod being a starter.
Way too much hype for the Colts, guys. Do you guys feel that Indianapolis is an overhyped team?
No, we talked about
it. We touched on that.
We already talked about that?
Yeah.
No.
I saw Birdman's comment.
Deshaun Watson is a real ladies' man. We are going to start a GoFundMe for Jim's electricity bill.
Nice.
Hey, man, you can Venmo me. You don't got to do all that.
I threw in 40 for the homie.
Throw a little bit in there for him.
So let's talk about the Hall of Fame class. Okay. So the Hall of Famers had like all their enshrinements and their busts made. Like shout out to Peyton Manning. That's like the main guy I want to go over. But you know, there's one thing that really surprised me. It really surprised me that the NFL Hall of Fame committee, when they made his bust, they really did not accurately make his forehead. Like they gave this man a small forehead on his bust, and you know, I just don't. I was expecting a 5 or a 6 head, but they gave him a cute little forehead. No homo though. They gave him that little forehead, and I'm just like. No, I was baffled by that. But you know what? Obviously him, Troy Polamalu got in. Some other guys, Charles Woodson, Megatron, Calvin Johnson.
That's who I was most excited for.
It was a good class, man. I really like this Hall of Fame class. And, you know, obviously seeing Peyton in a gold jacket, that was really good. So looking next year to next year's class, there's going to be some interesting dudes that are going to be eligible for the first time. Steve Smith Sr., Andre Johnson. Jay loves him because he's a Houston Texans fan. Also, some other guys too, like Robert Mathis is a guy I could see getting in for real. So, what are some guys that you guys are looking forward to seeing if they can be eligible for the Hall of Fame and possibly, you know, go get a gold jacket next year?
Well, I know one name that is eligible, Tony Romo.
Ooh.
I'm going to be right back.
That is going to be the
no worries.
all year long.
Yeah, I got some. Zach Thomas, linebacker from Miami Dolphins. I thought he was a really good football player. Jared Allen, defensive end from the Minnesota Vikings. Don't like giving them credit. You call him the Vikings.
Yeah, he was good.
Call him the Vikings, but Jared Allen was a baller. Darren Woodson, safety for the Cowboys. I mean, Charles got in. Darren Woodson was a beast. I mean, he was like a 3 or 4 time pro. He's not the greatest person, but he's a 3 or 4 time All-Pro. Coach Dick Vermeil. I mean, Dick Vermeil, he's a legendary coach.
Great coach for the Philadelphia Eagles and the Rams as well.
Maybe, and then just to throw one out there, maybe DeMarcus Ware.
Oh, yeah, he would be a good one, too.
Hey, speaking of Dick Vermeil, James, okay, in NFL lore, the first miracle at the Meadowlands, Vermeil was the coach, wasn't he?
Yep.
He sure was.
Herm Edwards.
I think he'll get in, honestly. I think he'll get picked.
Bro, he was a good coach.
Yeah, he was a good coach. And they usually like having like a coach, like when they do those, you know, I went to high school and literally down the street from the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Like I went to high school in Canton, Ohio. So I've seen, you know, how they do it each year. My stepdad worked Hall of Fame security for a long time, and they do it. A coach usually gets picked, so I do think Dick Vermeil is going to be in. It's a question of who's next. I don't think there'll be a lot of Pittsburgh Steelers and Dallas Cowboys this year just because of the classes and the game this year.
Well, shoot, how many of them got inducted last weekend? There was like 3 or 4 Steelers, wasn't it? I know Cowboys. Yeah,
and they had to do a lot of those were like rollovers from the year prior to.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why it was a bigger class this time. Mm-hmm. So it'll be a smaller class next year, but I do think like guys, I don't think Hines Ward's in the Hall of Fame, is he? But like guys like that, I don't know.
He's eligible. I think he'll be eligible next
year. He's eligible too, I think. Yeah. Hines Ward.
I'm definitely, as far as next year's class, I'm really looking forward to Steve Smith, man. I think he really deserves it.
Wait a second. Actually, let me correct that. Hines Ward actually has been eligible for almost the last 10 years. They just campaigned for him to be in the Hall of Fame. Like whoever was making their speech, I think it was Palomali. But yeah,
if Steve Smith gets in, I think your boy Jay Andre Johnson definitely
should get in, bro.
Yeah,
Andre's good.
And I think Dick Vermeil and maybe DeMarcus Ware. I don't know, just throwing someone in there. Jared Allen.
It's going to be a good class next year, I believe.
Yes, D. Ware should definitely get in. I know he won with Denver, but he should get in as a Cowboy.
I think
I'm for Ware getting in.
I mean, if it's for me, if I'm picking, like I would let Sterling in, but I know they're not gonna. I know he only played a few seasons because he got injured and it jeopardized his career. But man, he was something special when he was with Green Bay. So
I told you this. I said I always thought that was Sharp's greatest target. He never had a better target than Sterling Sharp.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's the best. I still think he's the best Packers wide receiver ever. Like some people like date back in there when they talk about like, you know, like Don when he was with Bart Starr and stuff like that. But that was at a time that was completely different in the league at that time.
Right.
You know, there was like super athletes that were playing both ways and shit back then. So it was a lot different. Did you see that Tony Romo has been entered for the Hall of Fame? Yikes.
Yes, he's eligible. That, like I said, that's going to be.
I don't think he's going to get in first ballot. I think he'll get in, but I don't think he'll get in next year.
Third time?
Maybe.
I thought this was his first time being eligible.
I'll be honest. Like,
if you say he's going in the Hall of Fame, when do you think he'll get in?
Either second or third.
Okay.
Yeah, my thing is like I get me and Megan get into debates about this, but he's such an underachiever when it comes to like playoffs in general. He literally
Tony
blows
is Megan's ex-husband.
Shout out Megan Bryce. Sip off. Shout out.
Yeah.
What's up? What's up, Dom?
All right, Detroit Dom. So how you feel about Tony getting in the Hall?
Yes.
Next year? First ballot?
No.
I mean, I feel like he might not get in first ballot, but I feel like he should.
Are there any other good quarterbacks that are eligible next year?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Yeah.
If the class is weak, if the class is really weak, he might just get in.
You guys talk about all the receivers.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
Steve
but
Smith,
you want to bring up?
Hines Ward eligible.
Torrey Holt's still not in, but he can take fucking Hines Ward's place.
Sterling Sharp's not in, dog.
Ocho Cinco ain't in.
He's not?
No.
I mean, you know better than me. He's not? That's crazy. Should be.
Yeah, he should be. I think it's the duration. He didn't play as many years as they wanted because of that injury stopping him. So, but he should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should be. I think Andre Johnson and Steve Smith obviously are the two that come to mind when it comes to wide receivers. I think Coach Dick Vermeil's getting in because he's really the only coach that stands out as the Hall of Fame. Yep. And defense, you can go DeMarcus Ware, Jared Allen, Zach Thomas, but they'll figure out someone on defense.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's go ahead and let's talk about some more division. We're gonna talk about one of the best divisions, if not the best division in the NFL. That's the NFC West. Mm-hmm. So, what do you guys think, man? I feel like every team in this division is capable of winning double-digit games. That's how good I think all these teams are. I think any of the four teams can win the division. Obviously, San Francisco was just in the Super Bowl 2 years ago against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Right.
And then the Rams, they got Stafford. They upgraded at a lot of positions too. So they're probably being looked at as the favorites right now. But Houston, Kyler Murray really needs to take the next step, I think, for them to have like a real chance to do something special this year. But they got a pretty good team all around as well. And Seattle, they've been kind of like that inconsistent team ever since the Legion of Boom broke up. Their defense hasn't been the best. Their offensive line hasn't been the best. Russell's just been doing what he can. But, as long as they have Russell Wilson, they're obviously going to have a chance as well. So what are you guys thinking about the NFC West right now?
I'll start. I like it. Obviously, I think it's the best division in football. I do think based off of the schedules, I was reading through the schedules, and they have some tough schedules. And the problem is you guys got to play everyone in your division twice, right? That's the problem. So those are going to be the fun games this year. Seeing the 49ers and the Rams twice, seeing the Seahawks and the Cardinals, which are probably, in my opinion, third and fourth place, because I think the 49ers and the Rams are the two best teams in this division. I think if the 49ers would have been
they were decimated by injuries last year.
Personally, for me, I think the 49ers were hampered by injuries and they have a lot of talent, but I still think the Rams are the best. So I have the Rams and 49ers both at around, I think they either get like 12-5, 11-6. They have tough schedules. That's why I'm saying this. I'm not saying they're not good football teams.
The disrespect to the Seahawks.
But the Seahawks,
Seahawks are not that good.
Seahawks, I think, will drop down, and I'm not super, super high on Arizona yet. But I do think the 49ers and the Rams are getting into the playoffs, and I think they're both going to have double digits for sure.
I think three of those teams get in.
Yeah, I said the same.
Would you take the Cardinals over the Seahawks?
Depends on Kyler, bro. You get if Kyler
I think I got
good,
Seattle better too. Still,
Kyler has to play good.
Yeah, I just think
do it. But I think
just seems like Hopkins is already being a distraction for them. Like that's my problem. Is like he's already saying he doesn't want to play football if he's got to get vaccinated.
He's going to distract the secondaries of opposing teams and draw triple coverage too.
Yeah,
that part.
If he plays this year, James.
He's gonna play. Players just say stuff like that. It's so stupid.
I know. But it's
I'm gonna retire if they make me get the vaccine. Like, get out of
here. No, honestly, the Rams and the 49ers just really stand out to me in that division. Because when the 49ers are healthy, they all stand out. When the 49ers are healthy, like. They're a legit contender. It wouldn't
surprise me.
But I got a hot take. The Seahawks, I could see the Seahawks being fourth place.
Okay. I got Seahawks third still.
I don't think their overall team is that great
I think the hot take for me is that I think the 49ers could win this division even with their quarterback situation.
Every one of those teams are all that
quarterback
good.
Situation
Jimmy G.
Why they won't win the division?
They want Jimmy G.
Unless
They
Trey
want to trade
Lance,
Jimmy G.
unless Trey Lance comes out and he just does his job.
Trey Lance been balling at practice, but it's like AI. We talking about practice.
It's a matter of time until Jimmy G gets hurt anyway, right?
Exactly.
Or gets benched.
They're praying for his health up till the trade deadline.
I think Lance plays by the end of the year for sure.
So they can trade rape Washington for Jimmy G.
They're probably going to trade him to Washington would probably be his best fit.
Washington's got like a quarterback carousel going there because they got Fitzpatrick and they got Heineke.
Except the quarterback.
They did give Heineke money. They did give Heineke. They gave Heineke what, $8 million last year, like for a backup.
If they had a good quarterback, the Washington football team would be a legit team. Mm-hmm. The rest of their team is great. Their defense is great. They have a top 5 defense.
Yeah, top 5. Yes.
Their O-line is really good too.
Their D-line, all first rounders, real good.
Yeah.
Best front line in the league. I said it.
I mean, they're my pick to win the East.
Literally, like 3 of their last 4 first-round picks are on D linemen.
Even with their uncertainty,
that's how you win championships. Investing in the line, both offensive line and D line. But we ain't talking about them, man. But Jimmy G
is a problem too.
I don't know, man. Jimmy G ain't like that. But Trey Lance, you know, he could like surprise people. I mean, he's coming in a really good situation. He's coming in a really good situation as well.
Quarterback to win. That's why they might as well trade Jimmy G when they can.
And all the booze is gone unless there's some more bottom line.
I don't know. So
there just might be.
I guess my overall prediction is Rams. They're gonna win it. The Rams are gonna win the NFC West, and then
Rams on my pick. Yeah,
going with the Rams.
49ers second.
49ers second. Cardinals third. Seahawks.
Wow.
Dang.
It's my pick.
Dom, are you going 49ers?
I believe in the Cardinals, man. I believe in them.
No, I'm going Seahawks.
To win the
Seahawks are winning the NFC West.
Seahawks.
That team is not. They did not put enough around Russell.
How many years in a row?
Okay.
And they got destroyed by your boy Jared Goff in the fucking first round.
That's fine.
That team sucks.
Man, I think
their overall team is not good. Like Russell Wilson carries them.
I guess I'll pick the Rams to win the division too, but honestly, I'm telling you, I think the 49ers are going to be a lot better this year, and I think they're going to be right there with them.
Finish in 4 different ways. No, more than that.
But I have the Seahawks a little bit better than the Cardinals.
Could win that division. Any team could finish last or anywhere in the middle. It's that good.
Literally, it is that good.
1-4.
But I'm just saying, like the Seahawks are like so disrespectful to Russell Wilson. They do, like they take advantage of his like how good he is. They're like, oh well, you know, he's Russell Wilson, so we don't have to fucking.
They don't win another game.
They don't invest in the offensive line. They don't invest in like more players around him. You know, he pretty much has DK Metcalf, and that's it.
The fans are back though. It's gonna be hard to play in Seattle again.
Yeah,
it's true. It's going to be hard to play a lot of places.
We'll get them probably 2 more wins. That's why they don't finish last. Probably Arizona's in last.
The Niners have 2 overhyped quarterbacks, but they have but Birdman, they have a legit defense, man. Like
we don't know if Trey Lance is overhyped yet. Yeah, we got to see him play first,
right?
And Jimmy G, but Jimmy G is a game manager.
Jimmy G is overhyped though.
He's a game manager.
Like fucking Bill Belichick thought he was like
overhyped. I think now people understand
he's going to be hurt. He's injury prone.
What Jimmy G is.
He's injury prone is what
he went like undefeated as a starter when he first got traded to the 49ers.
He's money, but the best availability.
He's injury
prone. He's injury.
I mean, he's not even that good though. Like you saw in the Super Bowl, like under the pressure, he's not.
But when they're healthy, their defense wins them football games.
Yep.
But he's probably going to get.
100%
we're saying he's going to get benched for Trey Lance.
I agree. By like week 6 or week 7 when Jimmy gets hurt.
Benched for Trey Lance.
He's going to get hurt.
He will. I predict that he's going to suck. He's going to get sucked and he's going to get benched.
I think he gets hurt.
I think he will. I think he gets benched before he gets hurt.
When, not if, Garoppolo gets hurt.
Okay. Okay.
Garoppolo, you guys are just going to see that this guy sucks at the game of football. He's going to get benched.
Already knew that.
And as soon as he's on
a
the
win
trade
games.
block or whatever, Belichick's going to be waving his hand because
He's
wants
the
him back.
Bill Belichick.
quarterback.
He's
when
going to be all over.
He wants him back in the league. He never wanted to get rid of him in the first place.
He
So we
wanted
got
to trade Tom.
Garoppolo doesn't
So we
win
got
games.
three of us. We got three of us picking the Rams, and Dom's going with the Seahawks to win the division this year.
So
correct?
no one's picking the Cardinals. No one's
No.
picking.
I would almost pick the 49ers.
You're asking a lot for a rookie quarterback. You're not asking for a lot. Like, that's a great team. That's a team that was in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. That's a team that got great defense, great defensive
can you imagine?
line, pretty
But can
good
you
secondary.
imagine? Yeah, but can you imagine?
Fred
like,
Warner just got a big extension.
Yeah, and I was gonna say who was
The
rookie
dude's
of the
a
year
stud.
last year? It was Justin Herbert, and Justin Herbert was on the Chargers, and their defense gave up a lot of points, but they have a good offensive line, and their
Good point.
offensive line just got better. And Justin Herbert balled
Well,
out. He's gonna ball out this year.
I believe
Their
in
problem, the Chargers
believe it,
problem,
Ray.
the problem with the Chargers is they give up a lot of points.
The Chargers retooled their team because they were one of the front runners for Tom Brady. And the Chargers
And they
had
didn't get
a
him.
really good roster.
Chargers have a really, really good offensive line. One of the best offensive lines in football.
So do you think the Chargers would have won the Super Bowl if they signed Tom Brady?
Possibly.
Yeah, it's possible.
I love that.
Even with Mahomes in the AFC
Listen,
West?
Dude,
I was so sad when Corey Linsley left the Packers and he went over there to the Chargers. Like, that offensive line is going to protect Herbert all season. Like, I think that's going to benefit them with 17-game season. They could sneak in the playoffs.
The Chargers lost a whole bunch of close games. Like, they could have been a playoff team.
Yeah, I think so. I think they could
So
sneak
if
in.
the Eagles beat the 49ers, Jimmy G has to get benched. So, like, yeah, if he sucks, like, yeah, he should get benched. I think he's just saying that he wants Trey Lance to, like, play against the Eagles because he's a rookie
He won't play
quarterback.
enough games healthy.
At a certain point this year, Lance is playing no matter what.
He's going to get fucking benched, dude.
He gets hurt.
I agree.
Okay, you're saying that he hasn't got benched and he always gets hurt. Guess what? Carson Wentz always got hurt. Last year he didn't get hurt. He got benched. So it's not impossible. It's gonna. It definitely can happen.
Carson Wentz, because you were so high on him, and we all were.
Everyone was fucking high on Carson Wentz. Pennsylvania, Wentz in a lifetime, all that other stuff.
He's better than Jared
I'm
Goff.
just making a comparison.
I would much rather have Carson Wentz than Jared Goff.
Yeah, you always say that, but they both suck. It's like my grandmother. It's like my grandmother used to say, bro. You can shine shit all you want. There's still shit.
What is it if
Carson Wentz is shit?
Something
Jared Goff shit. They both suck.
Ifs and buts. If ifs and buts were fruits and nuts or something.
I'd rather have Jalen Hurts than both. 1000%.
Good for you.
Everyone's shitting on Jalen Hurts. I think he has the swag and the mentality and the leadership.
I'd rather have
He's
Jalen Hurts than
he doesn't
Lamar
get
Jackson
shook by
or
people.
Dak. Absolutely, I'd rather have Jalen Hurts than Lamar or Dak.
Wow, that's saying a lot, though. Lamar won an MVP.
It's not really. He's still cheap.
How is it not? Lamar won a fucking league MVP, and he's won a playoff game.
Jalen Hurts is still cheap, and we haven't seen his ceiling.
Yeah, we haven't seen what he can really do yet. That's a good point. But I'm not saying, like, this dude's going to be a superstar, but I just think, like,
he might not have.
He
carries the way he carries himself like a winner.
He's going to be able to keep his job.
That's just who he is.
That's what you're saying.
I
That's
told
what you're
you this
saying.
Before, I wanted Jalen Hurts and Lincoln Riley in Detroit 2 years ago.
But that's what you're
Riley
saying,
would have
James,
got
right?
fired in like 3
James,
years.
that's what you're saying, though, right?
Okay,
You think Jalen Hurts is
Detroit?
good enough to keep a job in Philly, basically.
Yeah. I'm saying I would rather have Jalen Hurts than Carson Wentz.
We're not
or
saying
Jared
that
Goff.
Jalen Hurts is going to be MVP this year.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that the way he carries himself,
The
he carries
rest of
himself
your
like a
team
leader
isn't
and a
good enough,
winner.
but hopefully,
He carries himself better than Carson Wentz does.
Hopefully, you can get
Yeah, I
good
think he
enough
gives us a better
to
chance
make
to
a
win.
run while Jalen Hurts is still cheap, because that's how you win the Super Bowl. Unless you have Tom
Well,
Brady,
we need to
unless the
fucking
market
see
value.
if this dude can be a franchise quarterback, because the Eagles are set up to where if the Hurts experiment is a failed experiment, then they're going to go after Deshaun Watson or a veteran quarterback after the season. They've at least been been talking to the Texans about
Yeah, there's been links
a little bit. But you know what? I don't think it's the right move right now. I think that they need to let
roster is good.
They need to let Watson. They need to let Watson solve his stuff on his own, and then if Hurts is not that dude after this year, then you can go back to it. But I think Hurts has put the work in, and he deserves a chance to show that he's a dude that can lead this team and go out there and do what he can do. We don't know how great he is going to be or how bad he's going to be, but he at least deserves the chance.
The rest of your roster is not good enough to take on a contract like Deshaun Watson.
Well, it will be next year. I mean, we're set up for the future. We got a bunch of picks. We got multiple first rounders, multiple second rounders. Going to have a lot of cap space, so the team is going to look very different come next season.
But you're not winning Super Bowls when you're paying a quarterback that much money, unless his name's Tom Brady, who's taking.
We'll see about that. I mean, Deshaun Watson. I mean, people can say what they want about like his ability, if they did, or not his ability, but like the stuff that's going on. But you can't question the dude's ability. The guy's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL.
Sweet. He just makes a whole bunch of money, and that's not how you.
So does basically a lot of quarterbacks. A lot of quarterbacks make a lot. That's the way it is.
Yeah, sure. And none of those teams win Super Bowls.
Well, I mean,
not a one. Go back at least 10 years. Not a one. It's all teams.
Well, shit can change, bro. Shit can change.
Could. It might.
All right, you know what? Let's talk about our sports morons of the week. Does anybody have some sports for those of you guys that don't know what this segment is, it's where we go around the world of sports and we talk about the dumbest people that either they said some dumb shit or like did some. It could be a team. It can be like the Olympics, being stupid, not letting Sha'Carri Richardson run because she tested positive for fucking weed. Like these are all things that we've talked about in the past. But does anybody have a sports moron that they want to highlight and talk about? Go ahead, Dom.
Dennis Schroeder.
Oh, that's a great one, bro. I just saw that he signed for like $5 million.
5.9. Turned down $80 million for 4 years. Signed a 1 year, $6 million. I got into it with
that's hilarious.
Ponce.
Jackass, and he's like, "Oh,
Ponce.
You're just a hater. You're rooting on him to fail." I'm like, "No,
that dude fucking sucks. He deserves it."
Chastising him for way overestimating what he thought he was worth, and then he got his comeuppance, or in this case, come downance.
Look, I get it. I
get it. Like, go for what you're realistically worth.
No,
exactly. Come on, Dennis Schroeder.
Exactly. Be realistic. You know what I mean?
He could have easily got probably 12 to
84 million is still overpaying the shit out of him. He should have took that money and run.
He turned it down.
He should have took the money and run.
He could have got 60. He could have got 60 mil for 4 years. He turned down 80.
Yeah, he's a fucking idiot for doing that.
He's kicking himself right now. Bang.
And now he's playing for a team with a racist fan base that's gonna probably say racial slurs about him when he goes 9 for 27 from the floor because he can't shoot, So have fun with the Boston Celtics are not going to be good again this year. They're going to suck.
Prove it deal.
Prove what? When has he ever been good?
Realistically,
he's not that good with OKC.
Ain't nobody giving this dude shit but a prove it deal.
He wasn't good with Atlanta. He wasn't that good with OKC. How good is this guy? Who he really thinks he's a marquee player, and he's not.
Whoever his agent is, I hope he fired him.
I don't have a sports moron this week, but I have a sports funny of the week.
All right, say it.
Okay, so Ben Roethlisberger is not a good quarterback, right? He's declining.
He's also not a good person.
Yeah, but I will say his quote this week is kind of funny. He said, "I'm almost 40 years old, and you got to take care of yourself. Nothing against Tom Brady, but I'm not eating avocado ice cream."
No, bro. Didn't he fucking come to training? I saw pictures of him when he was first coming to training camp, and he still looked like a fat piece of shit. And then Adam Schefter people were posting.
He still has ice.
They were like Ben Roethlisberger's looking lean.
He has ice packs on his knees still.
I was gonna say I thought he lost.
He looks like me when I first came out of COVID, when everything was locked down.
He's lost
gained all that fucking
I
weight.
thought he lost a bunch of weight, which is
he has lost
from
a little
like
bit of weight.
3 mils to like 260.
Yeah, he's lost a little bit of weight, but the thing is, he's going to get injured.
Still looks like a fat bastard
in his career. And the thing is, he never took a pay cut. Like, he just decided to eat all that money. So Pittsburgh's going to put it all as a line together.
Of all time. Like, I blame him for the reason why Antonio Brown went off the fucking deep end. This guy throws an interception to a fucking defensive tackle, and he's like, "Oh well, you should have ran a better route." Like, dude, you know how bad you have to be to throw an interception to a D tackle.
He's gonna get hurt. He's gonna get hurt again.
Do it many times.
He sucks.
We're gonna at some point.
The Rams,
the Steelers could have the number 1 pick. That's how bad they are.
And
Houston, like Texans, Lions, you guys better watch out for real.
Right. And then even worse than that, right after he said that, Antonio Brown could have ran a better route, the general manager said, "Oh, well, that's our team leader. He has a right to speak like that."
But I do agree with him.
Throwing your team.
That's not leadership.
But I do agree with him. I don't want no avocado ice cream. That's fucking gross.
Mike Tomlin hasn't had control of that locker room ever.
But I agree. Avocado ice cream, that's fucking gross.
It kind of sounds disgusting. I would probably never eat
it's the same guy that kisses his male sons on the mouth. Not saying, just saying.
Yeah.
All right, you know what? I'm going to tell mine. So my sports moron is the great Jerry Jones, of the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. This guy, I don't know what the hell. This happened. This did not really happen like
an
this
honorable mention every week.
This dude.
Can you guys?
I don't know what. I can't find the clip.
What's that comment? Can you guys post your links if you have one?
Like, he's probably asking like where he can. We'll go over like where you can follow these guys, at the end of the show. But yeah, for sure, Birdman. Appreciate you sticking with us and watching the show, man. It's been really fun talking to you. But Jerry Jones talking about, he was at the training camp practice talking about, the young fella scooping up horse manure, but he got a smile. Like, he was trying to use it as an analogy for something.
He was trying to be wise.
But he completely fucking lost me. Like, have you guys ever heard of somebody scooping up manure with a smile on their face?
Jones.
Like, what the hell?
Jerry
Jones is senile.
Jerry Jones is like, he's like that
Al
dude.
Davis of the Cowboys.
He's like that dude that you can't help but laugh though. Like when he winked, that one Giphy that people send on like Facebook when Jerry Jones is winking at his player, it's so fucking creepy.
Yeah,
that shit makes me laugh. I'll send it. I'll send it to you guys when we get off of this. But man,
I know the one you're talking about.
That one cracks me up. Honestly, he's such a creep, dude. He's such a creep. I just can't believe like when
Cowboys was weekend at Romo.
Yeah, when people are Cowboys fans, like that's the first thing that comes to my mind. I'm just like, dude, Jerry Jones is so weird.
But even Cowboys fans know that.
My mind is no title.
Listen, and I hate my front office staff too. So I'm with you. I'm not a big fan of ugly ass Mark Murphy or Brian Gutekunst. Mark Murphy's the ugliest dude ever, dude. He's like the Mad TV guy. He's
what's the guy that works for the fucking Raiders that he looks like a goddamn? He is fucking weird as hell. I think he's Al Davis's son.
Yeah,
bowl cut with the bowl
That dude
cut.
is fucking. That guy looks like a fucking serial killer.
It's like, bro, dude, there is no way you should still have a bowl cut.
He's got red hair too, and it's straight like
I know his bowl cut.
He's got like bangs.
Yeah, his bowl cut's ridiculous,
bro. Like that guy looks like a serial killer. No
joke.
The
owner with the red hair.
Yeah.
Mark Murphy.
He looks like a serial killer.
Mark Davis.
Mark Davis.
Yeah, with the red hair.
Must be Mark's, dude.
Must be a Mark thing. All Marks look like serial killers.
Oh wow.
Some of them.
Mark Balfe? No, just kidding.
Mark Balfe is not a serial killer. He's actually.
I know. That's my guy. That's my guy.
He's a lawyer.
He's a defense lawyer. He defends serial killers.
He's a lawyer. Right. And he has season tickets to the Pelicans.
Yeah, he's my guy. We all love Balfi in here. We all love Balfi in here.
He drunkenly called Cat soft from the stands. That was hilarious. I don't know if y'all ever saw that.
He's been calling him Cat softer than Charmin for the past 5 years.
Oh, dude, his dry humor. When he's
hilarious,
active,
man.
Yeah, when he's active on Facebook, like with his grandma with those cat things, like a few months ago when he made that post, he's just a hilarious dude. That dude's so funny to me.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I guess that's it. Unless we have any more sports morons to go over. But shout out to Birdman for hanging with us and some of the other guys too. It was a good conversation.
Yeah, Birdman, Rod Clips, Lindy.
Yeah, Rod. Yeah, you guys,
Lindy, Reaper, all of y'all.
We're gonna be definitely doing this every week. For the guys that weren't here at the beginning, housekeeping. A YouTube channel is gonna be made for the Gauntlet Podcast. I'm just not gonna do it right now. I feel like once we start doing this for a few weeks and more people know and are aware of it, it'll be easier to build the YouTube channel that way. So, but for now, we're going to be live on here every Tuesday night, 8 o'clock Eastern. Basically, we're just going to be talking about the NFL, everything that's happening. When it gets to the season, we're obviously going to talk more about games and whatnot. But yeah, that's pretty much what we're going to be doing for the foreseeable future. So before we sign off, we like to definitely shout out everyone that's on the show for what they do, the stuff that they're into. So Tyler, you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. My name's Tyler Ingram. You guys can catch me on Cage Ragers. It's an MMA page on Facebook. We usually talk about boxing, combat sports in general, all the UFC events, Bellator, etc. You guys can also catch me here on the Gauntlet on Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock. And then for Birdman, I know you asked about links. I will actually comment my YouTube on this video too, so you can definitely add me on YouTube as well.
All right, Dom.
That's all I got. Go ahead, Dom.
Huh?
Dom's a hermit. He doesn't really have social media. He has Facebook.
And like, this is the only one I do on a regular basis. You can catch me here, Sports Gauntlet, Tuesdays at 8, hosted by the guy, Philly Jim.
Yes, sir.
Philly Jim.
Guest on the Sip Off, hosted by Megan Price.
We'll get Megan on here one of these days.
Yeah, shout out. I'm on the Sip Off too. Shout out Thursday nights.
We're pretty much all on the Sip Off. We're pretty much all on Sip Off.
Yeah.
Here and there, NBA carousel, NFL carousel. I'll put the links to all that in the description afterwards.
Definitely do that, bro.
Cool. Thanks for having me. Go ahead,
dog.
Oh, all right. Well, you can find me on Twitter at NellyNell13. That's NELLINEL.
Nelly Nell.
Also, I am a staff writer and journalist for Roku Productions' newest visual dramatics. That is VisD Productions on Roku. I just recently did a live commentary on Simone Biles and the Olympic situation. So once it gets edited, please check that out.
Yeah, right on.
Mentioned, I'm also on the Sip Off. I'm also the co-host of the Sports Gauntlet right here live tonight. And also, I have a new Instagram. It is Unconventional King 13. That's the 3 in the E in unconventional is the number 3, but it's Unconventional King 13. My apologies, my old accounts got hacked, so I had to start all over. But but the Twitter's still up and everything, and you can also catch me on here every single week.
Some ex-girlfriend got it.
Probably, but shout out Craig Davis, shout out Marshall Hill, my Unconventional Kings fam. Thanks for y'all having me, and I'll see y'all next week.
All right, guys, take care, man. It was good seeing you. See you next Tuesday.
Yep.